Evil West. What a game. I had so much fun during my playthrough of it. It surprised me in many ways that I didn't expect. But, yeah, I had a great time. I'm going to talk about it a little bit and just kind of go over it as well with a review with this whole thing. This is my first time doing a voiceover, so bear with me. I thought it would be fun to go over it. I did record the whole game, and I'm going to be posting it as well on the channel. I thought it would be fun just to see if anybody wanted to watch the playthrough. It has no commentary over it, so it's just straight story, gameplay, figuring out what the game is like, and going on from there. Okay, cool. So, going into the first bit, honestly, I almost gave up on the game pretty early. Like, I was not jiving with it. Felt really slow. It felt quite clunky compared to what I was expecting. And the characters didn't really grab me right out the bat. The first little bit of the game was slower on my end. I had no idea what was going on, and it felt like I was just launching enemies with my gauntlet. Oh yeah, I forgot to say as well, there won't be any spoilers in the footage. The voiceover is going to be fairly summarized. It's not going to contain spoilers from the story if anybody's looking for it. So yeah, everything's safe going forward. So it's kind of where I want to move into the first little bit of the video. I took some notes while I was playing through. So starting the game, at first, like I was saying, the first thing that I was a little kind of skeptical about was how slow it kind of started. Didn't really give you much on the story to grasp to or to kind of expect going into the game. It taught the game really well to you, I will say that. Showed you the bigger enemies, the guys with the bigger health bars that you should be definitely worrying about, which I found in the game kind of popped up more than I liked. The first boss wasn't exactly the first boss. Turned into the 150th boss over time. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't, in my eyes, don't repeat a certain enemy when you're trying to make him look like a bigger boss battle, if that makes sense. I don't understand why we're turning that into an actual basic enemy. That was one of the things that I highlighted the most. But, I mean, it was cool. It was definitely difficult. There was a few things that were different up from that fight compared to the rest of the mob type of the enemies. Like I was saying with the exploration, it's fairly linear, but I felt it worked really well because the game is really fast-paced. So once you start getting more equipment, etc., you'll find that you have you're almost overwhelmed with the amount of things that you could do for fighting, for using, okay, I have my revolver, or I have my rifle, or I have my shotgun, or I have my electric gauntlets, or I have, you know what I mean? There's so much. It's eventually near the end of the game, it almost starts getting comedic. I found myself laughing quite a few times where I was like, holy crap, I feel like I'm literally the army, which is, I think, the whole point of the game. I found that cool. I liked it. Yeah, so the exploration's kind of split up between 3 different things. You have your character notes, you have your skins, weapon upgrades. Oh, 4, sorry. And then you have your bucks. If I were to suggest anything, definitely do the exploration. You will need the currency quite a bit, because as you go into the end game, yeah, all the upgrades get a lot more expensive, which is pretty cool. I like it. As for the leveling and upgrades, I don't really have much to say about it. I found that it was quite solid. I loved progressing my character more and more. It was always just looking for the next solid upgrade for my build, which is awesome. You know what I mean? When you're making a build, you have so many different varieties and so many different ways to go in this game. And it's so cool. I mean, you can build up your rifle, or you can build up for, uppercutting and juggling enemies, and eventually you can get an upgrade where you can pull more than one enemy at a time and have 3, and then also, do your uppercut combos 3 at a time. It's really cool. I liked how they balanced it all. It was quite fun. I always went for melee just because I found it most satisfying, comedic. You'll see that in the playthrough as well. They really did do a good job at making me look at my skills and being like, okay, what, you know what I mean? What's going to be of most use here? And I like that a lot. Though I never, for my playthrough, I played on normal. I never did do any like health upgrades or anything. I think I did one, and it was for resource, and that was it. It was pretty fun. It was pretty cool. It definitely helped my build. It made it so that I could use more of my resources to do more things with my gauntlet, which eventually helped me kind of move on and have more possibilities of combos. I'm trying to find ways to say it without spoiling. I really like the one part of the game that I do find the best is definitely the combo, the upgrade system, the leveling system. I loved all of it. So yeah, I definitely suggest looking more towards like exploration. It's cool to find out more about the characters. I really like the characters.
Let's check this beauty out.
The story itself, it's playing the story. It follows Jesse Rentier, a vampire hunter, and he's from the Clandestine Rentier Institute. I'm not going to go into any spoilers with this section just because I want you guys to play the game for yourselves. If you're interested, I also have a video up if you want to watch. That will be also no commentary or anything like that. I got so lost in each character, and eventually the story felt drawn out to a point where I was confused. Like, I had no idea what was going on in the story past, say, middle of the game, which I think with all the systems that were going around, everything that was kind of working together, I more got lost in the excitement of leveling up my character and seeing how I can build my character and all the crazy possibilities. That's one thing that I loved personally. So yeah, I don't really got much to say about the story. I wasn't too enthralled in it. Like I said, I do believe the bread and butter is the combat and the leveling system. I'll just move into the combat now. There's no doubt in my mind, Flying Wild Hog definitely made the game that they wanted. And that was a kick-ass Western with 150 ways to kill your enemy. They definitely did it. They made a ton of environmental weapons that were just so much fun. I loved it. I mean, cannonballing an enemy into a spike trap and just listening to the sounds. They made like almost like a baseball bat sound to it. It's just so funny, and it fits the game so well. There's so many different possibilities and ways to kill your enemy in this game that it's comical. And I did say this earlier in the video as well. I love it. I love when we get creative like this. It keeps your attention. You could honestly, with combat like this is what's going to keep you playing, keep you leveling up, keep you going through New Game Plus, or if you wanted to do the game on the hardest difficulty. Just because, say you get stuck, right? You're stuck on a certain boss or anything. You get that satisfaction of cannonballing something into a barrel of TNT. There's so much that you could do with that. I don't know. I definitely, give them a round of applause for that. Yeah, I feel like I went into the combat already. I don't want to really touch on the weapons that you can get. I will say you can get a minigun. And that, once you get to that point, that's the comic. It's the comedic era when you're just kind of like, okay, I see what they're going for. But yeah, with that, I mean, there were characters that I loved in the game. And I will say the characters. I loved Amelia. Amelia Blackwell. Sorry. She's awesome. I would love to see more of Amelia Blackwell if they decide to come out with the second game. It was just a character that I felt deeply for. I loved her voice acting. I loved pretty much everything about her. She was a very like stern doctor that takes her practice very, very seriously, and I love that. I love when a character just falls within a character and everything matches up. Say the modeling, anything of the such. It's really cool. I love seeing that. James Harrow's fucking hilarious. He made me laugh on several occasions. Then there was this one other character, I forgot his name, but he's Australian. He's also really good. Yeah, so all in all, do I think Evil West is something to play? I do. I do think it's something to play. I think the amount of money that they're asking for it without a sale is a little steep. Only reason why I'm saying that is because for me it was missing the story aspect. I kind of got lost in that. Felt like at one point the game was pretty drawn out. I asked myself several times, when is this game going to end? It just kind of felt like it kept going past where I wanted it to be. Actually, I have one more thing I want to talk about. The bosses. Holy. Okay. You start off with some pretty easy bosses. Everything's going good. You're having a good time. And then by the end, it's like Dark Souls level difficult. In the playthrough that I posted on my channel, I will say this. I edited out all of my deaths to make it seem like it's a pretty sturdy, you know what I mean? There were some bosses I died 7 times on. That would have drawn out the video, and I felt like nobody would want to see that. So I edited them out. The last boss, I did not. I left them all there, just so you guys can see the type of damage that game did to me near the end. It beat my ass. I'm just saying that. But yeah, back. I'd suggest getting the game on a sale. I played it on Game Pass personally, right when it came out. And it's still on Xbox Game Pass. And for the price that, if you have Game Pass or anything of the sort, I definitely suggest playing it. It's a fun 8-hour adventure, and it's challenging if you decide to do it on the harder difficulties. And you can really get lost in all the environments. Like, the environments are gorgeous. I applaud all the creative directors on the way that they did the characters and the models, especially the environments. As somebody that's going into game development, like, it's not easy to do that stuff. And the more that I see, you know, the passion into the games, the more I'm enthralled in game development and creative arts. So I applaud them on that. Yeah. My honest opinion, if you want to buy it for yourself, say on Steam or anything, I'd suggest like $20 to $30. That's a solid kind of deal in my opinion. Even up to $40, but 60 I feel is pretty steep. I wanted to add one more thing. The game is multiplayer. You can play it with friends, which is a really cool thing. I played it solo personally, but if I had a friend that wanted to play it, I'd definitely play it through again. I think you could have a lot of fun with that, and I think it would make the game more turn into like a Remnants from the Ashes feel of game. But yeah, that's kind of everything that I have for Evil Dead. I had a great time with the game. I definitely played a lot of it. And I definitely got my ass kicked near the end. I definitely suggest it as well. That's a lot of definitelys. Just kind of look out for sales, or if you have a Game Pass. As I said, $60 is a little steep. Definitely let me know what you guys think if you guys play it through in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what you think of the game. I know there's some mixed reviews on it. I'm hoping that they come out with a second one, as I feel I want more kicking ass than story. And I feel like that's where this game really shines. they are saying that they are working on another combat-based game, which is pretty cool. And I would love some more Evil West. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. And thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. I am I'm working on a video game right now. I've been doing game development for a little bit, and I'm kind of just self-teaching myself, and it's been a lot of fun. So I've been going through each game. I'm going to be playing through quite a few other games, kind of getting some inspiration, figuring out what kind of game I want to make. So if you guys are like me, I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'd love to talk more about the subject. Alrighty, dudes. I'll see you later.